Hi, this is Steve Dark at Qlik Intelligence. I'm here to talk you through our Qlik Sense app. It's a tool that we use for proof of concepts as it allows us to load any set of data and view them over a set of predefined screens. The first screen is the KPIs for that helicopter view of the data. You'll see we have a number of measures and those trended over time. What this tool allows us to do is pick which measures it is we display from a list, and also pick which time period we trend over. This is continued onto the other sheets. So here we have a single dimension and 6 of those expressions shown over that one dimension. The dimension can be changed, as can the selection of expressions. The next screen allows us to look at one expression split over 6 different dimensions. Again, selections are here for the dimensions and the expression shown. Moving forwards, we can look at 2 different expressions at the same time. The first 2 from the list selected here against a selected dimension. There's a consistency to how each of the sheets work. We can also look at these expressions on a map, choosing the type of area we want to look at here, and again the expression. Trending is possible. Again, 6 selected expressions and a selection of trends. So these are the same charts as the KPI screen, just larger. If there are multiple years in the data, we can view one year against another. This data only has 1 year. And we can compare 2 expressions on a time-based axis. So we have our trend dimensions and our expressions. We can view on the same axis, or we can have dual axis, a ratio, or a difference. If we pick different expressions, say passes versus fails in this case, that makes more sense than the first 2 expressions shown previously. We can compare trends by a dimension, selecting the dimension and the expression used. And we can pivot data, again with the ability to select dimensions and expressions, and in this case also a pivot dimension along the top. Here we can build a table by selecting up to 6 dimensions and any 6 of our expressions. If we were to select just a single dimension, obviously the table collapses down and you get aggregate results for those values. As we add more dimensions, the data becomes more granular. This allows users to pick any data they want and export if they wish. Also in the app is our profiler tool, which you may have seen already, which allows you to select any field from the data model and see how frequently values within that field appear in the data. A full description of how this screen is created can be found on our blog. So far, that's a pretty ordinary app. As I say, we use it for proof of concepts. It's not something that we would advocate as an end application, just something to help explore data and work out which dimensions are to be looked at. Where it comes into its own, though, is the ability to load data from any source and to visualize it in this application. So here is the spreadsheet which drives the application. So the dimensions which appear in the drop-down lists are set on this tab here. And you'll note that the dimensions listed here are the dimensions available in the filter pane along the top. So color, make, fuel. The expressions on the KPIs are written in here, so test pass rate. We have a simple expression here, written in standard Qlik syntax, and also the format specifier in the column here. So you can see that we have an integer here and a percentage here, and on the axis here. The trend dimensions also present here, so the month, year, and test date, which we can select from the drop down here. As we continue through, you'll see that color here is the first dimension that's used on this sheet here. And when we come onto this sheet, the first 6 dimensions from the list here are the ones used on the chart. So simply by supplying a different spreadsheet of metadata and different source data, the same application can view a completely different set of data. Here I simply change the lookup file used, and the fields used for some of the data. I also need to change out the load of the MOT data we were looking at and move in a different set of data. Then when I reload, we're staying in the same application, but it's been repopulated with completely different dimensions, expressions, and KPIs. The time taken to go from a standing start to having a fully featured application with totally different data is a matter of simply minutes. We're going to start making this application available. So if you would be interested in getting a copy, then please get in touch with us via our website. Many thanks for watching.